Sister Su Ching,
Okay, can start already.
can start already, ah? Okay, then I will share screen.
I'm on the road, so
Okay, no worries, sister.
then because I'm just afraid that the line will be cut off. Cut off for you, it's okay. Cut off for you. Thanks.
Okay, never mind, Sister Su Ching, or I do the starting,
Yeah, all right. Thanks so much.
focus on the summary. Good morning, brothers and sisters. Warm welcome to Abode Masters, Brother Johan, Hualien Dharma team, and brothers and sisters around the globe to Saturday Hualien Dharma Talk. A very good morning. Let us start the session for today. Now, let us send our sincere prayers into the 10 directions. May the Saharan be free from disasters and peace prevails in the world. Let us sing the prayer song with sincere piousness.
In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. All my heart is filled with sincere prayer. From all corners of the world, let us join our hearts and pray for a world of harmony and peace. In my heart, I feel deep gratefulness. May all the Buddhas hear my prayer. All united with one heart, let us end our hate with love. May there be no suffering hereafter.
Thank you, brothers and sisters, for the prayers. May all minds be purified. May there be peace in the society. May there be no disasters in the world. Together, we pray for universal love and blessing. With loving respect, gratitude, and confidence, let us wish every person in our lives a healthy body, an enlightened mind, and total fulfillment in universal love. Now, let us expand this consciousness to include every person in the world, every being in the universe. Let our unified love make this wonderful world even better. Let us all immerse ourselves in the joyful embrace of universal love. Before we hear the wonderful sharing, let us invite the Master to lead us in paying homage to the Triple Gem. Let us pay our respects to these teachings and explanations to the Buddha and Master Cheng Yen by making 3 sincere vows. Please rise. Come together. First bow. Second bow. And third bow. And a bow to our beloved Master who could join us today. Then, today we are most grateful and looking forward to 2 group of sharers. The first group is our team from Malay language translation, team 2 Kaohsiung online book study, Shua, Sister Yenny, Sister Hongli, Sister Kuan, and Sister Ching. And the second sharer will be Brother Johan, our pure practitioners from Taiwan. Before we start the session, let us pass the baton to Sister Su Ching. Sister Su Ching for the weekly summary.
Oh yeah. Let me get my found it. Pardon me, last night I only knew that I'm going to be out of state. We're driving out of KL right now. I'm not driving, so don't worry. Last week we had Sister Michelle and Sister Ihong who went to Bulgaria. Sister Michelle said, Sister Michelle and Sister Ihong are a mentoring pair. In Tati's missions worldwide, they took the dare. With education as her mission, she sets forth on a journey for the soul. Despite the initial worries of Sister Michelle for her mother, she set her heartfelt goal. In lands of poverty where needs were stark, teachers shared wisdom like a guiding spark. Zoom sessions with refugees, a world so wide, lessons in contentment and gratitude were taught side by side. Hygiene education, lies issues did cease. Master's wisdom proclaimed, where there is a will, there is peace. Sister Michelle's heart was moved, a common bond did she find, spreading love like a tree to be, and to all be caring and kind. Not just a tree, but a forest, Sister Michelle does aspire. In the name of love, her heart would catch fire. Such was the 2-week journey to India to work within Tati Mission's grand scope. In this part of the world, Sister Michelle participated in spreading love and hope. And Sister Ihong shared, in Bulgaria, Sister Ihong spent 2 weeks with care, wondering how to contribute this mission to their charity visits to homes, Tima in her sphere. In India, she joined the medical frontier. Mornings are health screenings to villagers they depart, drawn maps by hand for communications art. House to house they roam, their mission was clear, checking weights and heights, calming every fear. Malnourished mothers, children with little to eat. In 130 households, their struggles they agreed. In monasteries, they met another round of concern. Many monks had quite a lot of extra weight to burn. Rains fell almost daily, a challenge to overcome. Lentils were distributed in Bakro, reaching households, a mission done. Alcohol's grip was rampant in both women and men. Health talks and hand washing, using skillful means for all to comprehend. Monks were overweight while villagers malnourished in plight, 2 different worlds in their stark contrasted light. Bamboo banks found favor easily in India's breeze. Villagers gave back with their hearts with such ease. 2 weeks are too short, a month is what Sister Ihong desires. So much to do. Their hearts would aspire. In Bulgaria's embrace, their mission took flight, a journey of compassion. Loves light. And he spoke about in this challenging nation's weight, seeking his wisdom to improve their fate. His favorite advice, a remedy tried and true, intermittent fasting he'd wholeheartedly pursue. He tested on himself 15 kilos melted just like that. In just 6 short months, he lost a visible amount of fat. Across lands, he'd give health talks, a tireless endeavor, but often found himself in a mood laced with frustration and anger. His own liver numbers a cause for concern. How could he convince others when his own health did burn? To Singapore, he ventured cooking for his kin. His weight soared to 98 kilos, a troublesome spin. In September 2022, he took the plunge. A 21-day challenge was his path to expunge. Lunch boxes held meals vibrant and bright. Through chat groups, friends would encourage day and night. 7 kilos vanished like a fleeting dream. Cholesterol plummeted, his suffering fit gleam. His body's age improved. 'Twas a newfound sense of calm. At the challenges end, he embraced a new sound. The vegetarian path he chose to tread, but in Taiwan's food paradise, this piece was very quickly fled. Obsessed with the many flavors
I think Sister Su Ching line is not very stable at the highway. Okay, guidance Sister Su Ching, because it's also the final part. We will share Sister Su Ching wonderful summary later. Okay, good morning, brothers and sisters. Today we are most grateful and humbled to have another group of sharers from this 2023 commissioning group. Earlier, Sister Chin Yen has facilitated the session of 2023 commissioning on 29th of July 2023. We have this that point we have the family sharing, the Laos family. Then we also have the couple sharing from the education side, Brother Joe, Sister Ivy, and the clan for buddies, Sister Annie Heng, Annie Lee, Sao and Wai Ping, and of course we also have Brother Benjamin. And today we are most grateful to have with us another group of 2023 commissioning group. And this is a very special batch. They are from the Malay language translation team 2 from Kaohsiung online book study, the Wednesday group. Okay, maybe let us pass over without much time. We pass over to Sister Chin Yen to introduce the team. Okay, over to you, Sister Chin Yen.
And Su Ching, and good morning and good evening to those all around the world. I will just quickly do a quick introduction and pass the baton on. Bear with me. Okay, so this segment is unique as the sharers this morning have largely 3 things in common, as Su Ching has indicated. Number 1, we are all anak Malaysia. So happy Malaysia Day to everybody. Number 2, we are all members of the Bahasa Malaysia Translation Team 2 for the Kaohsiung Wednesday live sharing. And we have all returned to be commissioned last June 2023. So despite being based in various locations from Kuantan, Kajang, Klang, Petaling Jaya to California, we are bound together in our commitment and service to the masses by bridging the language gap. So without further ado, I pass the platform on to Sis Kuan. Sis Kuan, the platform's yours. And
Yeah, a very good morning to all masters of the abode, the technical team for today's program, and brothers and sisters who are present online today. Yeah, I'm Su Kuan. Yeah, and very big thank to organizing team led by Sister Su Ching and Sister Chin Yen as a first facilitator. for the opportunity given to me to share a little bit about my recent journey back home to Hualien and my involvement in Su Ching. So yeah, half of my slides today will be focusing on my journey from Chensi to commission. Yeah, can everyone see the slide?
Yes.
Yes, yeah. Okay, thank you, sister. So 33 years ago, I was a teacher. But now I'm glad that I'm a student again. Yeah, a student to our great master Chen Yen. And having an opportunity to meet her during our commissioning day was the most valuable opportunity for me, I feel, and for all of us. And I'm very grateful that all the causes and conditions that allows myself to be commissioned last June. And as you can see in the first slide, first and foremost, I'm very thankful to my Muchi, yeah, my lovely Muchi, Sister Li Chen, who brought me through education mission. And she also followed me closely to make sure I quickly qualified to proceed to Chensi and then to Peishin. And as you can see in the second slide, I was as Chensi, I participated in the flood victim program in Kajang, and in a very short period, I also get involved in this home visit for care recipients. And despite of my language barrier, everything seems to be quite smooth for me. So I'm really grateful for their help. Yeah, and the next slide, you can see this is my lovely Muchis and mentors. Yeah, I'm also very grateful to all my mentors and Xiaoqi that have been very encouraging in guiding me to walk this path. Yeah, and the next slide, you can see that I'm also blessed, to have Sister Stephanie as my spiritual teacher and a group of Dharma sisters that make my Dharma learning more fun and meaningful. And I admired her knowledge, her patience to teach us, and her guidance. Yeah, and she's always very strong character. She has a strong character, and she never give up. To guide us to walk this straight and broad path. I'm very thankful to her as well. And my first involvement in Su Ching education is actually through IDDate program, in education mission, where I was a subject support for Malay language. And we actually, most of our activity were actually online, such as a meeting with tutors, a Chinese New Year program, and training, observation, and so on. And only once I got opportunity to meet them. That was on the Buddha Day, this year Buddha's Day at Chingse Hall. I managed to meet a few tutors and also committee members. And my involvement in this IDDate, I feel that is a good opportunity for me to meet and serve more students far and near, via online. And I hope that they are able to give back to society once they are successful in their studies. And the next slide, is my involvement in also education mission. I was given a task as an MC and presenter during the Sabah Education Center training at Likas. At that time, I also was a patient, and we hope that with this program, we are able to transform a group of stateless children in KK. So in future, they also can contribute to our socio-economic in the state. And I'm also very inspired by the selfless work and diligent of our Likas Sechi community. And I can say they were a very great hosts. Yeah. And my next activity, this is the activity that I think gave a very great impact to me. Yeah, that really transformed me in terms of my health and my being, yeah, my character building. And this is my activity. I show some activity in Recycle Center in Asajaya. And most of the time I spend in this center. And like once in a week, I will be there on Tuesday and Thursday. And why I say this activity gave me a great impact because I realized that my health was getting better. Yeah, after I was involved in this activity. Before this, I used to have like migraine. I call it migraine, but actually it's not. Yeah, later I realized that it's not migraine. It's just like a headache. And when I started to be very busy with all this activity twice a week, I realized that I'm getting less pain, and I don't have all this pain anymore. So when I reflect back, I think that it's not actually I'm very sick, but it was because I think too much, maybe thinking of the past and planning for the future, and that was not good, yeah, for our mind. So I think that this activity has changed my health, and until now I'll never have this headache anymore as before. And besides that, I'm also very glad that I was given the opportunity to turn the trash into cash. Yeah, as you can see here, I started doing online sales, yeah, from the things that I gathered from the recycle center. And I started it on 2021. Yeah, and 2021, and until now, yeah, you can see that the income that I generated from the sales, and this one makes everybody in the center happy, especially my leader, yeah, in the recycle center, and she keep encouraging me, yeah, to raise fund, yeah, to raise fund. And also this activity also has changed my mindset and my habitual tendencies. Yeah, so I'm very grateful, and until now I'll never stop. Yeah, I've never stopped doing this, yeah, online sales. Yeah, and okay, so we move forward to the actual story that I would like to share today is about our journey, yeah, back to Hualien. And upon arrival to Jingse Hall, yeah, Jingse Hall, this is when we arrived. Yeah, I was very touched by the warm welcome by our Taipei and Hualien volunteers. Yeah, I think everyone feels the same. Yeah, and on the auspicious day that we were commissioned, I feel very anxious and also excited. Yes, just like on our previous graduation day. Yeah, and upon stepping onto the stage, I forgot that about what I felt. Yeah, and my mind was only focused on looking at Sangren's face. Yeah, as much as possible, I would like to take a closer look at her face. And in my heart, I also make a vow to use my strength to carry out Master's mission as much as I can. Yeah. So, so we also took some pictures for something to bring home. And at Hualien, Chingse Abode also, because the weather was a bit wet and we didn't manage to take a few pictures. And my most favorite pictures are these three, where the beautiful and serene place. Yeah. And I was happy that I have opportunity, yeah, to be there also. And I also take the opportunity to take a big picture of Sangren, yeah. And so with this, yeah, I go to my next this one. When we came back, yeah, when we came back, I was given an opportunity to be involved in this Kaohsiung online book study. And very thankful to Sister Chin who brought me into this group. And actually, we only met during our commission day, yeah, even though we were in KL, but we didn't know each other before this. And very thankful to her. And also, I would like to share about this mooncake making that I was involved. I was involved in this. Almost every year I will be involved in this because I would like to strengthen my bonding, yeah, with my Tuifu, yeah, from East One committee. And also, of course, for this year, I met another sisters from the BM translation team also. And I was very grateful that we managed to capture beautiful pictures. And the most recent activities was TCJ activity last week, and also the course, yeah, the camp, the TCISKL teachers camp that I was involved. And I believe there will be more activities, yeah, to come that I will be involved in, because we should never regress. Yeah, in order to progress, I think I will never regress. That's my promise. Yeah, to carry on with this with my Sangren's missions. Yes. Okay, I think that's all my sharing for today. Thank you everyone for your attention, and so much everybody. Thanks.
Okay, thank you, Sister Kuan. Okay, everyone, I am Yenny, also from the Malay Language Translation Group 2. So now I'm going to sharing my journey home. So I hope everyone can see my slide right now.
Yes, very clearly.
Very clear. Okay, thank you, Sister Ching. So okay, I'm Yenny again from Kuantan. So my journey to home in Taiwan, Hualien, I actually from Kuantan to KLIA to Taoyuan and Sanchong and Hualien on that day. Okay, so back to June. I would like to share with all the brothers and sisters here. So I believe some of you may be going back to Hualien on December. So so I'm just trying to sharing my experience that make me so memorable during June. So first, I think everyone was were excited going back, and I'm the one, and I actually in a calm and relaxed when during my journey. So, however, I never expect that the full can you see on the schedule that so actually we also have to learn a lot during our journey home. So that full of the classes. So uh, I think this kind of classes is different, which is we having the class in our own community or even in Kapong Jinsi Hall. So it's really the kind classes we can get close to others, our Sifu, Jinsi about, and also those are very experienced volunteer. So I actually, even though I'm so tired or so sleepy, but I'm trying to pay full attention during all the classes because I think it's valuable for me. So so some tips for those who are going back soon. So you can bring some ointment or you can drink coffee before the class. So the most important thing that we have to take notes. So jot down, bring all your notebook to jot down on, and then after the class you can do some sharing and insights with others. So this is really the kind of classes that full of spiritual provision. So, okay, so listen, contemplate, and cultivate. So during the classes. So of course, these two slides are the important notes that I get. So we always talking about Jingsi Dharma lineage. And also the Tzu set. So this very important before we really be a commissioner. So and one of the slide that I love the most during the classes is which is one of the master sharing that someone always say that you will never regret in doing Tzu. So this is make me yeah, no regret to be a master a disciple. So now I'm going to share some photo. So my Dharma name given is Yiping. So actually I expected some bombastic Chinese word for my Dharma name. So Yi mean virtual, Ping is flat. Just so I expected some bombastic word, but after I get it, then I think okay, Ping mean 平安、平凡、平淡、平顺、平静、平稳. So actually, this simple Chinese word also I start falling in love with it because this Chinese word is full of blessing. Yeah. So I think I happy to get this Dharma name and a blessing from Master. Okay. So this is one of the moment that actually make me so touched and moved that I never expect actually because during you can see the schedule just now. So actually full of the classes. So what we I expecting or waiting for long awaited for the certification ceremony, but after 3-day classes before the certification ceremony is come to these sections, which I actually do not in my expectation. So it's putting on the lotus flowers and also tag the putting on the tag the forcing 十字. And I never expect that I actually hear when my 对父 talking to me. So yeah, this moment I think if you are going back to Hualien end of this year, so this also the moment that is a wonderful moment for you. Okay. So yeah, long awaited moment. I think with everyone. So when the doors were opening, so our master Jing coming in. So I think yeah, these are the moment that we really can keep in our mind forever. Even though we always see this in our video or even in some Suji news, but it's really different when you are on experience in the hall. So the atmosphere is really make us feel great. Okay. Oh, okay. I'm not going to play this. I'll go next. Yeah, this one is on the stage. Just few seconds meeting with master. So I think everybody also will cherish this moment. So same to me. And we're really glad that we accept the blessing from master. Okay, and I have another experience with a group of graduate Su Ching. So we went on the stage and make a vow and to master. So yeah, this is the one as well. So and other than meeting up with master on the stage, a group of children also have the ultimate closeness or get closer to master to have a talk and sharing. So we have a chance to yeah, share in the conference room with master. Okay, other than that, just now is a sharing is between me, master and me, and now is Su Ching and me. So I was at Su Ching when I studied in university. So I know Su Ching from that. That's the starting and the beginning, me and Su Ching. So in this journey, we also have a special arrangement. So that Su Ching make the space capture. So we write down our vow and put in the space capture. So this one we actually send to master. And if let's say just now can see this one, every graduate searching for the female for the female, we will tie the brace and then put on the ribbon. So this we also get from our Hong Zhan Papa. Yeah. So why we need to tie the brace? Because when we go up to the stage, so master will know that we were teaching before, and we come back, we keep our promise and come back to be a commissioner. So our secret code between Su Ching and master 师公商人，你的孩子回来了 means that telling master that your kids, Su Ching kids are coming back. So this one is the whole Malaysia graduate Su Ching. So we spend some time during the 5 days camp. So together practice sign language and also take some photo and do some sharing. Okay, this is a big group photo. Okay, other than Master and me, Su Ching and me, and actually I also went back to Taiwan Hualien with Kuan classmate. classmate. So we have a group of 9 of us. So from Kuantan, so going back to Hualien. So we actually moving so early, 3 a.m. in the morning. So to all the way to KLIA and then taking a flight. So that one is a long day for us traveling between the states and between the countries. So after that, we graduate together. So this is also one of the I feel very lucky and grateful to the group in Kuantan. So because along the way we grow together, growing up together, and learning together, and also being certified together. So. Okay, these are my journey in Tzu Chi Path from Tzu Chi community volunteer, GNC, patient, and commissioning. I think we same with all others. If now you are still in community volunteer or GNC patient, so I hope that you can continue your Tzu Chi Bodhisattva path. Okay, to become a commissioning one day. So, and I take some of my time, a quick time to share that after the camp, so I also joined the Jingsi Abroad volunteer. So 3 days. So this is a very good experience because we can stay in Jingsi Abroad and really understand our master daily life. So I quick want to share a picture. I think this picture, everyone, when you go back to Hualien, so you would take a photo in front of this Jingsi Award. So this is a daily routine in Jingsi Award. So you can see wake up 3 a.m. and then we do all the support or the duty. So, but don't worry, even though it's a long day duty, but in between you have a good meal. So breakfast, tea break, lunch. So you have a good rest. So I think if you are going back, don't forget to go back to Jingsi Abort and experience our Jingsi Abort life over there. So this is a place that we rest and sleep. So this is a place that we eat. So and we also do the rapid screening test, and this is the main hall. So every morning, 志工早会, the volunteer assembly, and also the afternoon praying will be here. And then this is some activity that we're doing, praying. So after rest, after tea break and lunch, we will continue support, and you can go all around the Jingsi board. And this is our Malay language translation team 2. So we actually spend our days in Jingsi board together. So okay, these are the souvenir we got. So I just wish everyone, if you haven't going back home, so please try to complete your training and grab the opportunity to go back home, or you can go back anytime that you want. And last or not, this is the Malay language translation team that I always get from the Mei Yun 老师. Yeah, when we're doing the translation. So I just want to share with you. So thank you. That's all for today. 感恩. I pass the baton to Sister Ching Yen. Thank you. 感恩哦.
感恩，谢谢你。Okay, could I just quickly check if you can see my screen?
Not yet.
Oh.
Sister Ching Yen, not yet.
Okay, I will put it on. A moment. Excuse me, having a little bit of trouble there. Anything so far?
Not yet.
Oh, wow. Okay, how's that?
Yeah, going soon.
Okay,
Yes.
all right.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, 感恩谢谢你. Okay. Loud and clear. So, greetings to Master Ching Yen, Aboard Masters, fellow volunteers far and wide, and to all who are tuning in. So this is me. I'm Ching Yen, and let's see. Okay, so I had known of Sept as early as 2015, having by chance stepped into Jingsi bookstore and cafe, and I vividly recalled staring at the picture in the background of Master Ching Yen, and immediately had an inkling that I needed to meet her. However, despite having asked many numeral times, no opportunity came. Then I began participating in group book study organized at the cafe, thankfully in English. So we used Master Ching Yen's books that were translated because I was illiterate in Chinese, or as they like to say, banana. But you know, when cause and conditions align, somehow doors were open. So in 2019, 4 years on, I was told that an entrepreneur group was returning to Taiwan, and I had the opportunity to sign up, and I immediately did as soon as I got consensus from the family, relieving me of my daily responsibilities. So my greatest benefactor, the person who first opened that door, is Brother Jeffrey Chan from my community, as it was him who sounded this opportunity. And really, the rest is history, because many doors opened thereafter. I would say not regular doors, flood doors actually. Opportunities to gain further insights of the various missions fell on my lap. And then 2020 came. So the pandemic and the lockdown and COVID, but not lockdown in terms of reaching out. The learning curve actually became even steeper as I discovered many opportunities to further reach out, even from the comforts of the home. Due to the lockdown, not really needing to go out there physically, I was still able to serve from home. So I was able to rise to challenges that I would never have thought imaginable. So because of this, I'm actually resolute that as long as one is very committed to serving the masses, there's no mountain too high or no river too wide as well. Just have the courage to say yes. So finally, in June this year, I got to return once again to Tingsa Abode, this time as a uniform volunteer. And affinity has it that all stars aligned, and I was able to make this trip back, once again, being able to be relieved of my household responsibilities. This was a conversation on WhatsApp that I actually had with a volunteer. So, however, I must admit, I was actually anxious this round returning. I had many pressing questions and concerns, so I spoke to many senior volunteers as to what actually lay ahead during this trip. So there were very much so, I think, rules to follow, time schedules, so many things to adhere to, insects, warnings, and wake times, really. Miraculously, I survived it all, even more steadfast in continuing my journey and learning. So I do not recall much of my intimate millisecond, I would call, with Master Cheng Yen, as she pinned my badge, bestowing me those similar 4 words she was given, trusting me to share the same responsibility as her. It actually all passed as a big blur. Much later, as I returned to my seat and awaiting for the rest to be commissioned, it all dawned on me what the trip actually meant, and I began to sob. So Sis June knows because she sat next to me, so I was not a pretty face. I spent another few days at the abode, like Sis Yenny, grateful for the hospitality that can only be described in one word: unconditional open arms. Absorbed in the routine of each day, I managed to find time to take in the atmosphere and reflect on just being in the moment. I found my focus model and I took memorable photos at different times of the day in hope of capturing the essence of being present. Tingsa Abode seems like just a regular building for many, but to me, it just looked so regal and pure. The footsteps were reaffirmed again, and the journey has truly begun. So it has been incredibly busy since returning, with infinite doors opening. And I truly mean infinite doors. There have been so many benefactors along the way, too many to actually individually point out everybody, but you all know who you are. And I'm sincerely grateful to all of you. I cherish the journey thus far and look forward to what the future brings as I further discover myself, and along the way, in hope of making a positive difference. The feeling of selfless joy, I think all of you know, is truly addictive. So on this path of discovery, there's so much beauty that has yet to be seen. Yeah, that's my sharing to all of you today. Kanan. Pass on the baton to you, Brother Joshua.
Hello, good morning, everyone. So let me share my screen. Right. Good morning, Master, Abode Master, and everyone. So my name is Brother Joshua, and I'm currently living here in Los Angeles, California, USA. And so why do I get certified twice? So because as you have seen, like I was certified before back in 2016 as a fake corp. I actually attend my certification training in the KL Jingsi Hall, and then because I was in Malaysia in that year, so I attended the certification and got certified that year, and then in the same year I also moved back to the US, and then right now I'm in the US, and then there was a opportunity that I came out to me that I could attend another volunteer training and then get certified again, and then I'll become a commissioner. So I attended one more year of training, and then I have 2 flowers in my commissioner badge. So now I'm a commissioner. Yeah. So this batch of commissioner certification camp is from June 21st to June 25th. So I'm in the second batch compared with all other sisters here, which is the first batch in Malaysia. And the second batch is mainly for all the other countries of the world, like from Africa, Europe, Americas, and Australia's. And then after the certification camp, I also stay at the abode, like all the other sisters as well, for abode volunteers. And then I also follow the master, have a chance. So on the 21st, I was stay the night at the Taoyuan Jingsi Hall, and then on the train ride to the abode, I actually met Sister Sharon. She flew all the way from Eswatini, and then she brought all the Eswatini volunteers, the young volunteers, to get certified. So I was in the same train with her, and then watching the Kaohsiung online book study at that time, as the brother Hoiman was actually sharing at that time. So we get to the abode, the Jingsi Hall, and on June 21st, and then the camp officially started. And we see all the volunteers from 19 countries all over the world was gathering together and attending classes. And so because due to the pandemic, it has been 3 years that overseas volunteers cannot go back. So even though Taiwan has been open, but we still have to make sure that everyone is safe. So we do COVID tests every day, no matter at the Jingsi Hall or at the abode. Actually, at the abode, they even have a COVID station, and then they actually have a sticker on your name badge every time you pass the COVID test. And then also we are gan'en to all the sifu and culinary team for the delicious meal every day. And then we all a lot of love. The left one is from the abode, and then the right one is from the Jingsi Hall. Actually, the staff member from the Jingsi Hall for the certification camp actually come from the Kaohsiung and Pingdong area. And this is also delicious snacks. And then I also saw Sister Lily there during the hospitality team. Yeah. And then so I was very lucky that I got to be in the same team with brothers from Mozambique. And then the guy sitting on my left side is actually Paulo, Brother Paul from Mozambique. That master always talk about him in her sharing. And then Brother Paul is the one who always pay respect to the volunteer West every morning before he go out to the farm, which he has to walk like 3 hours every day in order to get to the farm. And then on the way, he always pass by many people, and then he always bring the Jingsi aphorism book and keep reading that. And he has inspired so many people to join Tzu and then help him at the farm. And yeah, he just whenever he see anyone, he just talk about Tzu Chi. So I'm very impressed with everything that they have done. So all these brothers from Mozambique, they don't understand Chinese definitely, so they need translation, and they don't understand English either. So how do they attend all the classes? So luckily, like Sister Cai Dailing Dennis, she actually brought some bring some Mozambique volunteers to study at Tsiketa, the Taiwan the Tzu Chi University, and then they learned Mandarin, and then they were able to finally do translation for the Mozambique volunteers this time. And then the right side, you can see all the pictures from the abode. And the classes was very intensive but also very exciting. And then we learned a lot through listening. And then you can see everyone also take notes, including the Mozambique volunteers. They actually took notes in Portuguese, which is so interesting. And then they were very, very attentive. And then on June 22nd is the tour of Jingsi Abode during the certification camp. And then I was lucky to take picture with Sister Dennis on the bus. And then and you can see the tour of the Jingsi Abode. In my team is actually all the African volunteers. So you can see all the Black Pearl volunteers, like from all different African countries, from Mozambique, Zimbabwe, South Africa, and also Eswatini. And then the right picture with BM Kaohsiung team too. It was very, very, a lot of coordination is needed to take this picture, because as after the afternoon prayer, and then our bus just reached the abode. So then all the sisters, the BM sister were waiting for me there as they were preparing to leave the abode. And then in the very short amount of time, then we get to, after I pay respect in the Xiao Jingsi, then we got to take this picture. And then after like two minutes, I had to go back to join the tour. So it was very interesting. And then I got to share with Master on the stage on the day of my certification. And also I got certified on that day. It was the first day of the certification, because we don't want Master to stand too long to give up the badge on 2 days. So there was actually 2 days of certification. And then US volunteer was certified on June 23rd. And this is the, like Sister Yenny, overseas Su Ching also went up the stage and make a vow to the Master. And then we also have like a 自成发愿, like Brother Johan actually lead everyone. Whenever he talk about a country's name, then the country people will say, "Oh, 我愿意,我承担," means I'm willing to do that. So, and everyone make a vow to Master at that day. And then there's a lot of beautiful scenery at the International Dome in Hualien Jingsi Hall. And then the difference between the Hualien Jingsi Hall International Dome and the Jingsi Abode is there's no AC at all at the Jingsi Abode Dome. So it's so hot, and then we keep sweating. And you can see that Master actually don't want to waste resources on AC at the abode, and then she wants everyone to experience the spirit of being Kenan. And then these are the pictures with pure practitioner Brother Sean, Brother Chen Qiuhua from Jordan, Sister Debbie, pure practitioner, Brother Faisal Hu from Turkey, Brother Zhu Jingchai from Zimbabwe. And then after the end of the certification camp, I joined the Jingsi Abode volunteer on June 25 to 30. And then these are beautiful sceneries at the abode. And then, so the abode, we have a routine. So every morning we have to wake up at 3:50 a.m. and then attend morning class at 4:20. And after lunch, we also have to do like a morning, the afternoon prayer in the main hall at 1:30 p.m. So this is what we do as a volunteer. So we have to get rid of the weed around the Alwall, I don't know how to say in English the name of the tree. And then so Master tell us that when we pick up the weed, we are getting rid of the affliction of our heart at the same time. And then the African volunteers actually have a camp after camp at the abode. So you can see they are keep learning even more things after that. And then the brother in the Mozambique at the right, he showed that the Jingsi aphorism book with pictures that they always bring around in Mozambique to let people know about Tzu Chi. It's so touching. And then more group picture, brother Johan and brother Zhonghan. And then Master De Huang, Sister Jing Heng on the left side, and Sister Debbie on the right side. And then Sister Tiffany on the left side, she's the daughter of brother David Liu. And then Dr. Lin Junlong, the CEO of Medical Mission on the right. So I get a chance to following the master at the abode for 6 times. So it's like 随师. So I get to sit in the same room, listening to all the volunteers sharing to the master. So I won't go through all the details, but on the last day of that I was at the abode in the morning, I get a chance to actually do my second sharing with master. And then master actually at the end, what she told me was that she asked whether I'm married or not. And then she asked, why don't you become a pure practitioner? And then I was like so shocked at that time. And then the Sigu beside me say that, oh, it's so precious that master wants you to do that. So you should really consider about it. Yeah. And then on the afternoon, we also see like KL international school students and parents also come here and to do heartwarming sharing with master. And then this is the planetarium in Taipei that we visited on July 1st. And then on July 2nd, I was invited by teacher Mei Yun to Yunlin to actually attend a new book promotion by the Kaohsiung online book study in Yunlin Jingsi Hall. And then I was sharing for about 5 minutes on that day, and then take picture with teacher Mei Yun. And I taught a lot of the new book, the Yue San Yun Duan, to come back to Malaysia and then share it with other sisters. And also on the same day afternoon, we also toured the Shanxiu Garden in Yunlin, and saw the tiger tail, the Huwei Huanbao Zan, with the Kaohsiung team. And recently, Brother Joe and Sister Debbie, as well as the 3 abode master, also visited the US. So I was lucky to take this picture with them while they were visited US, and then also talk to them about the pure practitioner things, since they were both pure practitioners, and then to get more idea about it. So that's the end of my sharing. Thank you for listening. I'll pass to Sister Hong Li. Thank you.
Okay, Brother Joshua, I'll share my screen. Abode masters, brothers and sisters, very good morning to everyone. And thank you to all the brothers and sisters today for your sharing during the Malaysia Indonesia Entrepreneur Workshop. And I can firmly say that since I joined Tzu Chi, my life has become truly better and better in all aspects, from family to financial to everything in general. And 2 of Sangren's lectures, I think, really changed my life. When I first joined, my intention was not to be so serious about Tzu Chi, and I thought I would just be a happy volunteer or a donor. But when listening to Sangren's lecture on the monk and the purple bowl, she taught us about, the importance of learning to maintain serenity within, and peace and at ease no matter the circumstances. And I would say that this story truly changed my family life. And subsequently, I also heard a lecture by Sangren on the Lotus Sutra of how a journey of 1,000 miles begins with 1 step. And this, I think, was the second turning point of my life. And Sara's teachings have impacted me positively in so many ways. And very often I thought that by practicing the principles Sara taught, I needed to, or I had to make a sacrifice, which I did. But in the end, whatever I thought I gave up unexpectedly returned to me, sometimes in really miraculous ways. So I would say that I truly believe now in Sangren's famous saying, 对的事情做就是了, meaning if it's right, just do it, like Nike. And for this, I'm truly grateful to Sangren, Tzu Chi, and all Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. So this year in June, we could finally the chance to return to Hualien. And the moment that we have been waiting for so long, to meet Sangren up front personally, finally came. And one of the reasons I decided to commission also is because I had this fear that I may miss the chance to meet Sangren because of her age. So I was glad that we could go all together this year in June. Before we left, we were given the normal pre-departure briefing, on luggage size, our clothes, our etiquette, etc. And right after the briefing, they played the song, The Vow. And without knowing why, when listening to this song, tears started to fall from my eyes. And someone sitting next to me was really surprised, asking me, Sister Hongli, why are you crying? Can you understand this song? It's all in Chinese. And even though I could only understand 2 words in the song at that moment, I think saying that Sangren, please don't worry, all your disciples will be Jing or hardworking and spread your teachings. So, I think this song calls to a lot of us, the vow that we may have made to Master before. And it was a preview, I believe, to the journey we all had in Hualien after that. So upon arriving in Hualien, we were very warmly welcomed by all abode masters and Tzu Chi volunteers. Yeah, I was touched to see, all the abode masters lining up in the hot sun just to welcome us. And really, this shows the Tzu Chi spirit. When we went inside Jing Si Tang, they were playing the song, I think, to calm down our minds. And I could feel the peaceful, serene, and truly heavenly atmosphere of Jing Si Tang. And truly, this was our spiritual home that we finally returned to after so long. During Master De Kan's lecture, I think this lecture moved me the most of all the sharings in Jing Si Tang at that time. And Master De Kan played the song Jing Si Jing Si, which until today I love so much. And she explained the meaning of the words Jing Si Jing Si, which means quietly contemplate and engage in spiritual practice. But even though we seldom hear it, there's a second meaning to the word Jing Si, which means return our heart to our original Buddha nature. And I felt this meaning is so precious, and Sangren's wisdom so deep, to create this beautiful phrase. And during that time, this lecture is so special to me because during this lecture is the time I felt so strongly Kuan Pusat's presence in the prayer hall with 1,000 arms and 1,000 hands, deeply compassionate, and watching all of us, hoping that when we return to our home country, we would spread Master's teachings. And it was at this time that I felt so moved and resolved that I would work hard to spread Sutra of Infinite Meanings and Jing Si Dharma lineage and Tzu Chi mission when I returned home to Malaysia. So just before commissioning, another song which touched me a lot, which is called Lifetime After Lifetime. And when I heard the words, these three phrases in the song, they sang, someone Pusak hopes that all of us can live suffering, love and compassion will reach beyond all borders. And a lifetime after lifetime, all of us have made the vow to remain within Buddha's heart. And upon hearing these words, tears came to my eyes again. I couldn't help it, even though, we had put on makeup and we were all in our qipao. But, something in this song stirred in my heart, and I felt that I was being called to come back and serve Master's mission. So during commissioning, finally, the treasured moment that all of us were waiting for, Sangren met each one of us and pinned our new Buddhist name. For me, it's Yipei onto our qipao. And during this time, Sangren said to me, 你要精进. And I was quite taken aback, why Sangren said 你要精进 to me. And that made me contemplate, what I had been doing in Tzu Chi so far. I think I had been very busy cooking a lot for all kinds of Tzu Chi missions, including for flood victims, Ukraine, Turkey, and etc. So I thought I had been working quite hard for Tzu Chi, in different way. And I was wondering, why did Sangren say 你要精进? I felt was Sangren saying that I have not done enough, and I was thinking a lot about it. And I asked my Pepan at the time, who's her chief for clan, and I said, well, is Sangren not happy with me? Why she asked me to work harder? And I think that time, Sister Mabel, my Pepan, she gave me a very good answer, which she said that, Sangren knows you can go further. So that's what she means, so she knows you can go further. So contemplate what you can do further for Tzu Chi. And the very next day, Brother Joe gave a lecture, and he explained, if Sangren says 你要精进, she doesn't mean that you have not done enough, but she means that you have not found what you're truly supposed to do in Tzu Chi. And you need to find your calling or your mission and do that. So when I heard that, and together with Sangren's words, 你要精进, I decided that I would, when I come back, I will do what I truly love, which is sharing Dharma. I think Buddha Dharma is my first love, and I had been, in a sense, avoiding doing that when I first joined, because I felt I was too new. And, there are so many good speakers in Tzu Chi who are already very good teachers. So, but through this journey in Hualien, I changed my mind, and I decided to 加油, and I made a vow to work hard to spread Jingsi Dharma lineage and Sutra of Infinite Meanings. When I vow that from now I will always and live for Buddha's teachings for sentient beings, with Buddha's heart as my heart always, and Sangren's mission as my mission. And I vow that I will work really hard to share the joy of Tzu Chi world to as many people as possible, and the wisdom of Jingsi Dharma and Wu Liang Yi Jing, Sutra of Infinite Meanings, to as many people as possible all around the world. And I vow that I will use every means possible within my reach to find and nurture living bodhisattvas for Tzu Chi, so that we can create a better world together. And I also vow in my mission, as part of the charity group, I will do my best to not only relieve the physical suffering of the Gan Hu, but I will also do my best to share with them the truth about Dharma, cause and effect and karma, so that they can truly change their life for the better, not only in this lifetime, but for lifetime after lifetime. And I hope that I really treasure all the relationships, I have built so far in Tzu Chi. And I'm so grateful to all brothers and sisters who have touched my life, and all my Muji, including Sister Suisan, who I think is online today. And I hope that all of us can work hand in hand together to create a better world filled with love, harmony, and peace together. And in doing so, I'm sure that we will too find the greatest happiness. As Sangren always says, happiest is the person whose heart is filled with love. So a big感恩 to everyone, to Sangren, and 感恩 to Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, abode masters, and all brothers and sisters. Thank you.
感恩啊，感恩 to our super most inspiring 2023 commissioning team, a Malay language translation team too. Oh, sorry, Sister Ching, maybe if you would like to have a few words to end to wrap up the group sharing.
Not at all, Sister Su Ching. Please go ahead. Cảm ơn.
I'm sure everyone is very touched. I think especially the part on the vow by Sister, when Sister Hong wrapping up the session with the vow. Truly, it's a common vow by all of us in this beautiful world of Tzu Chi. Okay, because of time, we will move on to our next one awesome speaker. Okay, I'll do the summary of the sharing at the end after Brother Johan's sharing. Brother Johan is not someone new to us. Brother Johan has always coming back as a regular awesome sharer to this team, benefiting global English listening volunteers. Brother Johan is a pure practitioner based in Taiwan, and just a few months ago, in May, Brother Johan has shared with us on this sustainable goal, and today Brother Johan will bring us to the recent ended parliaments of the world religion, how Tzu Chi is involved in it. Okay, without much time ado, let us pass the platform to Brother Johan. Kuan, over to you, Brother Johan.
Kuan, thank you so much, Sister Su Ching, and thank you so much, Brother Shua and Sister Hong Li for your sharings as well. It's always so inspiring to hear all your sharings. It's really wonderful. Sister Su Ching, just one small correction. I'm not a pure practitioner. I was in the pure practitioner system until 2019, I think. But now I'm not a pure practitioner. I live in an apartment in Hualien. I'm married, and we have 4 super cute fur children, meaning 2 dogs and 2 cats. So I'm not a pure practitioner, but I'm very happy to share with all of you, and I'm always very happy to see all of you online. Thank you so much for inviting me. Oh, look at that. Isn't that such a beautifully dignified picture? So amazing. 3 Dharma masters. We have our deputy CEO. We have our pure practitioners. We have our senior Tzu Chi volunteers from Chicago. It's really a beautiful photo. So what is this? What kind of occasion is this? We have 3 Dharma masters, 2 pure practitioners, 1 Taiwan deputy CEO, 3 Taiwan staff members, 1 US Tzu Chi CEO, 7 Tzu Chi staff and volunteers, 16 TTU students and teachers, and over 50 Tzu Chi Chicago volunteers. This sounds like some very magnificent camp or retreats, but actually it's something even more amazing. It's the Parliament of the World's Religions. So this was a 5-day event with over, I think that my computer just froze. Let me, I think my computer just froze. Oh gosh.
You can see the PPT clearly, right, Johan? Just that your visual you can't see.
So you can still hear me. It's just that because my computer froze, so I can't move my PPT forward. I wish I would have done So sorry, my computer just crashed and it's trying to restart. I just started.
No
here
worry,
on.
Ken. We'll wait, Brother Johan. Cảm
So let me. I'm afraid this will take a little bit of time, but I will send you the link to the PowerPoint. And then maybe you can you can help show the PowerPoint. I'm so sorry about this. Okay. Sister Su Ching, do I have your line?
line. Oh, share the line, is it? Oh, WhatsApp.
Ah, WhatsApp. Okay, let me see if I have your.
WhatsApp. Do you have my WhatsApp? I think
No, I don't have your WhatsApp, so I'll send it by email. Okay, I just sent it. And while you download it, I will at the same time also try to get started again on my computer. It just restarted and it's starting again. But that way, if I manage to get on with my computer, then you can also be backup if this happens
the
again.
email, right, brother?
Did you receive it?
Wait, because it's not the computer.
I guess I was so lucky with it last time I shared last week that my computer did not crash. So I did not prepare properly this time. I'm so sorry about that.
Don't worry, brother. It's okay. Yeah, it's good time we can communicate in line next time. In line, we can share the item. I have yet to receive the PowerPoint to my email, right, brother?
There we go. Do you see my slides now?
Okay, yes, we can see the PowerPoint.
Okay. So the Parliament of the World's Religions this year, it was in Chicago. It had over 7,500 participants. And that's it. Then it crashes again. Did you receive the PowerPoint?
I did not receive the PowerPoint, but I can see your PowerPoint. But brother, your voice is a bit soft.
Yeah, my computer is crashing again. Can you please check your email? Because I checked on my computer. I sent it with my phone, but I checked on my computer and the email went out. Yeah. Same thing is happening. Yeah, for some reason my PowerPoint does not want to cooperate. This is Su Ching. I sent to your email wong.suching@capitalland.com.
Sorry, brother, it's not, your voice is not very clear. I have not yet received the PowerPoint. I'm not sure. Okay, now it's better. The voice is better.
Sister Su Ching, I sent the email to your email
Okay, I just received.
wong.suching@capitalland.com.
Yeah, I just received. Okay, let me download it.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, I will try one. I'll try one last time. I think my computer is not willing to call. Okay, let's cross our fingers. I'm so sorry. So it's really an amazing event. Over 7,500 participants, over 200 religions represented. Actually, I didn't even know that there were 200 religions. Countries and 5 full days with over 800 panels, exhibits, and activities. So it's really quite something, this event. So it actually has a history that goes back 130 years. The first Parliament of the World's Religions was in 1893, and it was the first or Eastern religion, ecumenical, which meant that there would be meeting between different Christians. That was a lot of in Buddhism, Taoism, and so on. The variety of dressing black and white photograph. At the time, you can only audience would have seen all these what they've all been to East Asia or to Asia in the past. So that was a really a milestone event in the history of humankind. The first so many religions in Chicago. Third, people always failed. There was always too much opposition. Like 2 to 6 years. And geographic distributing and Europe and Asia. That to be able to
Brother Johan? Can you hear us? I think the line not so stable. If I help brother to share the PowerPoint, brother focus on talking, if that is better.
Was I lost again?
Yeah, yeah. But if I got your PowerPoint, I share your PowerPoint, brother, you focus on talking. I think that will be better. Is it hopefully?
Thank you. Thank you. That's really wonderful. Thank you.
Right, brother.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you so much. Finally, now I can focus on actually just focus on my talk. All right. Have you been? Were you able to hear me up until now?
Yeah, this is much better. This is clearer. Let me know which point now. Is that slide 5?
Were you able to hear me up until now, or was it just quiet?
Now it's better. Just now it was not stable.
It was not stable. Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Now
good.
it's better. That's much better.
Yeah. Thank you. So next slide, please.
Next slide.
Yes. Yeah. So this was for. Oh, you don't have any. You don't have any. What's it called? Animations, huh? Okay. So let me talk based on this then. So in 2015, so the parliament was revived in 1993, and in 2015, that was the first time that Siew joined the Parliament of the World's Religions. In 2018, the next parliament after that Master taught at the opening of the parliament. Then in 2019, Su Ching joined the board of trustees. So since 2019, for the past 4 years, Su Ching has been part of the board of trustees for the parliament. In 2021, the parliament was fully virtual, and Su Ching organized the Southeast Asia part of the Parliament of the World's Religions. So different organizations organize different parts of the parliament, and Su Ching organized the Southeast Asia one. And then in 2023, Master was selected as a luminary of the parliament, which means that she was actually one of the speakers of the closing ceremony of the parliament this year. You can just continue with the next slide, please. So this year, the parliament, sorry, the theme for the parliament was defending freedom and human rights. So, and you can see to the right there how Master is one of the luminaries of the parliament. So this is part of an email that arrived from Master. So Su Ching, what time does my session end? Is it at 7:20 or 8:20 or?
Oh, sorry, muted. Yeah, brother can continue. We still have time. Yeah, 8:30.
But what time? What time? So I know how to count it.
Up to brother can share up to 8:30. Another 30 minutes.
Up to 8:30. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Next slide, please. So this year, Su Ching had a huge presence. Remember, it was only in 2015 that Su Ching first arrived at the parliament. But this year, Su Ching had a huge presence. We had a total of 16 panels. 7 were organized by Su Ching and 9 where Su Ching was invited as speaker. We had 3 exhibition booths, including activities at the booth, 2 prayer events on the main stage, which was really amazing. 2 Buddha bathing ceremonies, 1 walking meditation event, a Give Love sign language session, 2 eco fashion shows, 2 choreography sessions with the Su Ching University youth that was visiting, Southeast Asia online PWR symposium. PWR is Parliament of the World's Religions. And then Master Zheng was teaching at the closing ceremony. And I'm sure that I'm still missing some of Su Ching's events. So we're talking about over 30 individual events, and that's not counting the booths. So 30 individual events out of about 800 events in the parliament as a whole. Next slide, please. So here you see some photos, and maybe you can get a little bit of a feel for just the range and variety of all the things that Su Ching was doing during the Parliament of the World's Religions. And I could definitely have made even more, much smaller photos, but that way you wouldn't have been able to see the details. So here you see some of the things that I just mentioned, some of these events that I just mentioned. Okay, next slide, please. So why would Su Ching put in such a huge effort for this parliament? Well, one is, this is such an opportunity to make connections and partnerships across religions, to meet different religions, different religious organizations, different interfaith organizations, and to interact with them and to build partnerships. And also an opportunity to meet the organizations that we already have partnerships with. It's a great opportunity to highlight the key issues for Su Ching, including climate change, environmental protection. Vegetarianism is a huge question for Su Ching, and food system transformation, poverty and disaster relief, health and medical care, equity and gender equality, and of course, giving back to the Buddha's homeland that I'm sure that many of you are actually part of. Then it's an opportunity to demonstrate Su Ching's unique humanistic culture through sign language events, the eco fashion show, and the choreography events that we had. And also just from the presence of Su Ching, the presence of Su Ching volunteers, there's something, when people meet Su Ching volunteers, they just get this very special impression. then an opportunity to promote the understanding of current day Buddhism. I think many people, when they hear Buddhism, they think they are not really aware of how lively and active Buddhism is today. And of course, an opportunity to meet and learn from other religions and organizations. Next slide, please. So next slide. Tzu Chi had 3 exhibition booths. When you first enter the convention building, then you come to this huge hall here, and the exhibition hall is on the left. But before, next slide, before you get to the exhibition hall, you would pass by this booth. And this was something that was really eye-catching, and a lot of people would stop at this booth. So this is Tzu Chi's children's activity booth. And you see that board on the left, it's right behind the board, you see a door, and that's the door to the exhibition hall. So everyone would pass by this board, and the board has, it says climate change, how worried are you? And then people could place stickers on how worried they are about climate change. And you can see already that the most red one, the extremely worried, has by far the most stickers. So this was something that, a really eye-catching event that made many people, like, the first thing they see when they come to the exhibition or to the convention is Tzu Chi. It's Tzu Chi, and also how engaged we are in climate change and environmental protection. There were also, of course, many activities for children, and the Tzu Chi youth was a huge part of hosting this booth. Next slide. Then the other big booth that we had, if you continue into the exhibition hall and you walk a little ways on the right-hand side, there is this huge booth. It's actually 4 booths put together, which is our exhibition on the life of the Buddha. And you can see this photo here. It's a little bit messy because this was taken during the setup day. But you can also see that even during the setup, already during the setup, our volunteers started showing people, and there was already an interest from people to show how to learn about Tzu Chi's, about the life of the Buddha. Okay, next slide. So at this Life of the Buddha booth, we always had volunteers who were there to guide people, to introduce the topic, and also to answer questions. And this exhibition, it talks about the Buddha's life, the Buddha's original intent, and about how Tzu Chi's work is continuing, Tzu Chi's and Master's work are continuing this spirit of the Buddha all through to today's world. Yeah, next slide. Then we had one more booth. So if you continue a little bit further in as well, you will reach the climate change village, the climate village. And in the climate village, one of the booths was for Tzu Chi. We had the corner booth, so we actually had the opportunity to put up one of our disaster relief tents or cubicles there as well. And this booth introduced dye technology and the dye-tech clothing and the compassionate technology from the Jingse abode. Okay, next slide. So those were the booths. So now I'd like to talk a little bit about some of the events that we had. And the first event is the Buddha bathing event. So this was done during lunchtime on the Tuesday. So the parliament ran from Monday through Friday of 1 week. And during this event, we had our 3 Dharma masters hosting the event together with volunteers from the DAW team in the US. And when the event, at the official start time of the event at 12:20, there were only 2 people from outside of Tzu Chi in this room. So this was hosted at the Buddhist prayer room. And you can see in the front there, it's a very tiny picture, but you can see the three Buddha statues from Tzu Chi, the three enlightened one of the universe statues. So actually, Tzu Chi designed this room as well. So all in all, we actually had 4 rooms or 4 booths that we designed, that Tzu Chi volunteers designed. It was very beautiful, and that atmosphere was really amazing. So at the start, the official start time of the event, there were only 2 people. I was outside, and I had been like asking people who passed by if they would like to join, and everyone was like, no, it's okay. And then suddenly, right at the start time of the event, it started happening that everyone that I asked, would you like to take a few minutes to experience this event? Everyone was like, yes, okay, sure, why not? And they just turned into this little hall and entered into the room. And afterwards, Master Cheng Shifu, she shared that when she saw only 2 people in the hall at the start time, she silently within herself, she started talking to the Buddhas and the Bodhisattvas and said that, dear Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, we are really hoping to create a very dignified and atmospheric event here, a Buddha bathing event for all these representatives from different religions so they can experience the dignity and the peace of Buddhism. This is very important to us, so please help us. Who knows? Maybe the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, they decided that they would give a little poke to all the people that were asked to join. So after that, everybody who we asked, they would just immediately go in. And yes, you can see the entire room was filled, and it was filled to the point where we actually had to add additional chairs in the back of the room for everyone to fit. Okay, next slide, please. And people were so touched by this event. So this lady to the left here, she's crying. The entire event is just crying, and you can see the smile, this pure joy, the Dharma joy of this person when she receives the little card, the Jingsu bookmark from the Dharma masters after she does her Buddha bathing. And then on the right, you see this lady who asked if when we were going to hold the next one, because she wanted to invite her friends to join as well. So because so many people liked it so much, we actually decided to hold the second ceremony, and we scheduled a second ceremony on the Thursday. And actually, later on, I was at a booth and talked to one of the representatives when this lady, the lady on the right, just showed up, who was also interested in this booth and showed up there. And she said, "Oh, I saw you the other day. You were the one who invited me to the Buddha bathing ceremony, and I liked it so much. So then she immediately invited. So I told her that we were holding another Buddha bathing ceremony, and she immediately invited the lady in the booth. And that lady actually also came to the Buddha bathing ceremony. So this was a very successful, very beautiful event. Okay, next slide, please. So is it possible for you to actually do like presentation modes, is it Su Ching? Because I think I'll have some animations and also some videos where I would like to have some sound if it's possible. Because right now I think you're just sharing like the.
It's like, yeah, true. Sorry, I think this one I need to sign into something.
Oh, okay. Okay, never mind then. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. So let's see if you can run the presentation, the video. Otherwise, it's fine. Well, you can just do the next slide. So we had 3 Dharma masters who came to the parliament. Dharma Master Cheng, she had 2 panels. One about faith and food systems, where she gave a wonderful presentation about Tzu Chi's efforts for vegetarianism and the importance of vegetarianism. And one which was about greening our congregations, where she talked about how the abode uses nature-based solutions that I think those of you who have visited the abode, you've seen some of these, including water catchment and a lot of greenery. And also she talked about the main hall and its amazing environmental design, including the very special window panes, the 3-layer windows that Master actually was part of designing. Okay, next slide. Then we have Dharma Master De Huang, who was talking on women's perspectives on the global ethic. So she talked a little bit about how women are empowered in different countries, how women are empowered by Tzu Chi and inside of Tzu Chi, and how women have gained recognition in their society by working in Tzu Chi and working to help people in their community, and how important this is as a part of women empowerment. So it was a very appropriate presentation that she gave, together with all the other people in this panel were part of the board of trustees for the Parliament of the World's Religions. So it was a very high stakes presentation, but Dharma Master De Huang did a really wonderful job for this presentation. Next slide. Then finally, of course, we had Dharma Master De Yuan, whom I believe that all of you would know. She participates in a lot of English-speaking events, and she talked about turning life around in the Buddha's homeland, Buddhism in action, and also introduced Dharma Master Zhengyan at the closing ceremony. And the photo here is from the Buddhism in Action panel, and I would like to talk a little bit about that panel because I was the moderator and also organizer for that panel. It was we invited 3 Buddhist organizations, including Tzu Chi, and 2 more Buddhist organizations. One is called Live to Love, and one is called Buddhist Global Relief. And they shared about the work that they do. So if you take the next slide. So Master Yuan talked about our efforts, Tzu Chi's efforts in India and Nepal. And this is one of the slides that she showed about how the children at the school there went from just eating with their hands and using paper as looks like school paper as plates, to using Tzu Chi bowls and using spoons to eat. And you can just see on the picture what an effect this has had on their hygiene and on their general humanistic culture. Okay, next slide. So this, yeah, so here, this was where I was hoping to play a video. Maybe can you try clicking on the play button and see if it plays?
We are the only nunnery in all the Himalayas doing deadly martial art.
These nuns can even break bricks with their hands. And the purpose behind this practice is sacred.
This is a lifelong vows. I make it for Drupa order, and I am very proud of my practice. We are the only nunnery in 800 nuns are here in Drupa order now.
Jigme wanted to be a nun since she was a little girl.
I'm 10 years old when I became a nun. I consider all the nuns like my family.
No other nunnery in Nepal does Kung Fu training. And Jigme and her sisters go the extra mile to master this art form.
The Drupa order is not for lazy people. We wake up at 3 a.m., we meditate, we bicycle, we train for the 3 hours.
They run and climb up stairs to strengthen their bodies, and they use sticks and fans to enhance their coordination.
The hard work is rewarding.
And the purpose of training these nuns to fight all comes back to the philosophies of peace and equality.
Kung Fu train us to focus our mind for meditation.
The nuns also take these philosophies and apply them to disadvantaged communities in Nepal. In 2015, when a devastating earthquake hit Kathmandu, the nuns knew this was their call to action.
When the earthquake hit, our Kung Fu training helped us to brave and strong. We went to many villages that many NGOs and government thought that it's too dangerous. We brought many supplies. We survived the landslide, avalanches, and earthquake.
The nuns also biked 14,000 miles throughout Nepal to protest against the human trafficking of women and girls.
We talk about equality and safety. We wanted to show everyone that nuns can ride bicycle and girls can do anything. I learned I can do anything a man can do. Kung Fu has trained me to be confident, strong, and happy. The teachings help me put my compassion into action. Helping others is my religion.
Okay, that's good. Thank you so much. So this is one of the organizations that presented at this session, and it's just so amazing the work that they're doing. These nuns, how they biked 14,000 kilometers to protest against female trafficking and also to talk about the environment and education for women and all the work that they have been doing. So it was a very it was a very very inspiring session. Next one. Thank you. So the Global Buddhist Relief is the organization that was started by Bhikshu Bodhi in the US. And they are basically just a fundraising organization, but they're working with local organizations all over the world, but in particular in India and Nepal. And Master Aya Damadipa, who is one of the board members of Global Buddhist Relief, she talked about the work that they're doing and the work that their partner organizations are doing, including girls' homes and community centers to provide a safe space for girls in the slum of India, and also education to these girls. And she talked especially about one girl who was able to become a teacher and came back to the school, to this space where she had originally received her education to teach as she grew older. So there were many very touching stories. And this nun, Buddhist nun, Aya Damadipa, is also a very amazing person. She is an ordained nun in the Theravada lineage and also a priest, an ordained priest in the Zen lineage. So she has an incredible breadth and width of wisdom and knowledge of Buddhism. Next slide, please. So apart from everything that Su Ching did, there were also so many opportunities to meet other religions. So I would like to show you some photos from the parliament where you see just the colorfulness of all these different religions. So this is from the opening ceremony. And you can see all the colors, and you can see how varied the way of clothing, and but you can also see the smiles on people's faces, just how happy all these religious representatives are to be there and to meet each other. Okay, next slide. So if you compare with that original parliament, of course, the scale is much smaller, but there is one more really huge difference, I think, between the photo that we just saw and this photo from 1893. Can somebody tell me what is the big difference that you can see, apart from the fact that this one is in black and white, so you can't really see the colors of people's uniforms?
No woman there.
Almost no women, that's right. Almost no women. There are 2 women in the back, I think. And then there are a couple of women in the very closest to us, closest to the camera, in the back rows of the hall. So yes, that is such a big difference. I think about half of the representatives were women this time. Next slide, please. So especially in this photo, you can see how there are so many women on stage. Next slide. A little bit of a close-up here on the left-hand side. And you can also see just some of the amazing uniforms and dress codes that people have at this parliament. It's such an amazing event. Usually when you walk on the street, everybody is wearing pretty much the same type of clothes wherever you are in the world. But at this event, wherever you look, people would wear all these traditional religious dresses. And it just gives such a sense of community and harmony and world peace. Okay, next slide. There were also so many booths that were really interesting to visit. So here's one on the top left about understanding of dying, which really caught my eyes because I have done some training as a hospital chaplain, and the experience of dying is a big part of that work. Then you see some other booths below, Dances of Universal Peace, very cute booth. People would go there to dance together. Then on the left-hand side, it's the Mormons and their huge Jesus statue. On the right, you see a couple of interfaith booths, including Religions for Peace, which is, as far as I understand, one of the oldest and largest interfaith organizations in the world. And on the top, a vegan interfaith booth. This is a vegan organization or an organization for promoting veganism with a lot of resources for religious communities on how to promote vegetarianism and veganism to their members and to the public. So this, we actually connected this organization with Suji's headquarters in the US, and hopefully there will be some collaborations coming out of it. Next slide, please. Then one very fun and interesting part of the parliament was the interfaith trolley tour. It was held one evening, and we had, I think, over 15 people from Su Ching, including our 3 Dharma masters. You can see on the right-hand side in the top left photo, you can see Dharma Master Yuan there. So we had almost an entire trolley to ourselves, the Su Ching volunteers. And we visited several different churches and mosques. So on the bottom left, it's a Muslim or an Islamic kind of community house. It's not actually a mosque, but it's a community house where we were greeted with sweet tea, and they told us a little bit about the work that they're doing there with youth and converts in particular. And on the bottom right, that was a very special experience as well. It's the church where gospel music was invented. So the first church where gospel music was invented, and they actually had a choir that sang some gospel songs to us as well. Okay, next slide, please. Then this is such an incredible event. It's the Langar. So every Parliament of the World's Religions, the Sikh religious participants, they will feed all the participants every day for lunch vegetarian food, Indian style vegetarian food, and everyone gets these head dresses on, and everyone sits on the floor and eats together. No matter who you are, what your social status, everyone is sitting on the floor and eating together. So that's a very amazing creation of community within this huge event. Okay, next one. So some things that I learned, there is an enormous diversity in religions. It's so much bigger than you can even imagine in terms of the teachings, clothing, customs, and habits, but we all have the same worries and we care about the same issues: environment, human rights, care for people, care for the world. So there's so much more in common than there is that separates us. And there's so much love and harmony to be found among all these religions. Next slide. So I would like to end in my last half minute with a call for action. So if you have a chance, please visit a temple or a church in your community. Maybe from a religion you don't know much about, maybe Baha'i or Iguan Dao or some other religion, maybe Sikhs, or the Muslims if you have never visited a mosque, to learn more about these people, ask questions, talk to their religious leaders, faith leaders, listen without any judgment. Just listen to what they have to tell you, learn from them, and engage with them. And then maybe, if you're in a position where you can do that, see if there's any project that you can work together on with this particular church or community. And if possible, join or start an interfaith group in your community. So these are all very, very rewarding activities, and I really recommend for you to do this if you can. And at the very end, so next slide, please. So this is the very last slide I would like to show, and it's just the amazing atmosphere that this event gave. This was one of today's prayer events on the main stage, and everyone who was there felt this incredible sense of dignity, this dignified atmosphere and peaceful atmosphere as we played our prayer song, the song Love and Care for All, to all the participants of the parliament. And this was one of the moments that I think many of the parliament participants brought back home, of peace and dignity. So thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so sorry for all the technical issues. And thank you so much to Su Ching for making this work after all, and for allowing me to actually go through the whole presentation. Thank you so much, everyone.
Wow, awesome. Thank you so much, Brother Johan, for again bringing us, must say this is really superb, inspiring and very insightful. Truly, like what Brother Johan said, yeah, truly we should try to visit a call for action under the slide 36. So much that we didn't know. In fact, the nun doing the kung fu, I was like, it was really mind-blowing. There are so many kind people are doing goodness everywhere, and the group of Sikh feeding 7,000 people at Lanka. Wow. Hopefully one time we will have chance to join them one day. And I think everyone is doing this veggie promo using their different ways at the same time. And the interfaith trolley tour. Yeah, Brother Johan also mentioned about the 3 Dharma masters, book masters that followed the tour, the Yan Sifu, the Huang Sifu, and Master De Chen. We will have opportunity to hear from Master De Huang very soon. So Master De Huang, we trust, will focus on the part where Master De Huang shared during this 2023 Parliament of the World Religion. So we look forward. And Brother Johan, really very touching. I think hearing the part for me about the noon prayers, the prayer at that point of time when initially only 2% were there. I think such is also like giving us courage as we do our activities. At times we feel that they are so like, how's the response so cold and so poor, maybe we should stop. So instead of thinking like that, look at Brother Johan encourage us how the book masters think, giving us courage, and I think seeking with great sincerity. The Buddhas and Bodhisattvas will come and lend us a hand together with our deep sincerity, deep effort. And we look, not only that day, that session, it was filled to the brim. In fact, right, Johan also mentioned they even have conducted another session. Wow, great. And Brother Johan for again inspiring us. The PPT, if it's okay, I can share out to the group. Brother Johan, your PowerPoint.
For sure. Thank you so much.
Wow, great. Okay, for those because of the time, I understand that a lot of our CC families they have activities, but no worry. If you all have any questions, if you all can ask now, okay, maybe one question before we end the session. Else, can always pass it to me that I can help to forward to Brother Johan. Or wait for Brother Johan next activity, because of Brother Johan great involvement in all the CC, in many of the great CC activities. we will hear from Brother Johan soon, Brother Johan. Okay. But before that, okay, we are very grateful to today to the 5 newly certified commissioners. Sorry, Brother Johan, if you wish to say something.
I just said Ganan. Thank you so much.
Brother Johan. Okay, the 5 commissioners, I think some of it Brother Johan know well, like especially like Brother Joshua from US. They came to share this morning, representing the Malay translation group from the Wednesday, the popular Wednesday Kaohsiung online book study by teacher Mei Yin. Even though the speakers the sessions is conducted in Mandarin most of the time, but we have because of this translator group of translators, so you can, for those who can't understand Mandarin, you can switch on to the YouTube link under English translated version or Malay session like this team are doing. In fact, Brother Joshua also involved in the English side. So some of them, they handle a few roles, like Brother Joshua, not only Malay he's doing, he's also handling the English, and also I think English is it all the Cantonese. There are a few. So welcome to listen to the Wednesday session as well. Kaohsiung book study. Very grateful. I think from today, Sister Kuan, we heard of her inspiring story and words of gratitude to her Muji, I think Sister Vincent, and the people that have benefited her along the way. Then of course we have Sister Yenny, the Su Ching, the young Su Ching. Wow. Trust masters must feel very comforted seeing the new generations are coming out to help to hold on responsibilities. And of course we have our Sister Ching. Very grateful to Sister Ching for all facilitating the session from time to time. And heard about your this during COVID. COVID is a time I think a lot of people, they are so fearful, and some people also have depression. But to city volunteers, like Sister Ching said, that's the time where we have our great it's a great time for us to increase our wisdom and be touched, overwhelmed, because even at home we can turn on to sharings from around the world, like just like today, like Brother Johan is not here. And many of the volunteers that are sharing, they are not based in KL or Selangor, they are from all other parts of the world, but yet we could still be connected because of this online, the cloud, because of technology. And of course, later we have our Brother Joshua, our second time commissioning. No wonder I was thinking, I recall Brother Joshua was a commissioner, so very grateful. Brother Joshua, in fact, I must take this opportunity to express the deepest gratitude, because Brother Joshua not only helping the Kaohsiung online book study with the translation, in fact, he is also in our team for Brother David's Sunday session. For those who enjoy listen to Brother David's Sunday night session, they have it in Mandarin. But for some of us that maybe we can understand some part of Chinese, but at times Brother David's level is a bit poetic, a bit deep. Then we have the English subtitles. It's prepared by this team of translator, where Brother Joshua is one of the translator, lending great help to us, as well as many other activities where Brother Joshua is most active, especially in also Dharma promotion, always sending us the session, English session, like the one conducted by US. So everyone keep in mind, like I think like today I also enjoy Brother Johan reminder, just like during the last session in May, Brother Johan call for actions, all of us to lend our hand together for this. Also, if possible, join or start an interfaith group. Together we can work it out. Very, very grateful. Okay, just now I was looking up to Brother Joshua, and of course the Sister Hongli. For many of us in KL Selangor, we are very grateful because we have this opportunity to be inspired by Sister Hongli, and now hearing Sister Hongli's Sister Hongli to promote Master's teaching, the Sutra of Infinite Meaning. Trust, many of us are here today at the platform. Hear your call, and together, let's like Johan said, call for action. All of us are together, listen to the teaching and put it into action. With that, very very kind to all the sharers, and of course our person behind the scene, like Sister Lily, who started the IT person who started on this session, and Sister Su Ching for her wonderful summary every week. Very grateful, and may we invite, of course, most important is the sharers as well as the listener. Thank you brothers and sisters for all your presence and your great support today. To our sharers, can't thank you all enough, but trust, hopefully, if possible, we will invite you all again, because from just now we could hear like Sister Siew Kuan, people are already asking, hey, Sister Siew Kuan mentioning about selling the recyclable online. A lot of volunteers will be thinking, so far all the while our practice is the recyclable items at the recycling station, then we will find the nearest recycling wholesaler and sell it to them. But this is talking about online. Maybe we can hear more from Sister Siew Kuan in the future, as well as other, I see Yenny, Su Ching. We trust that Su Ching also have many inspiring stories, and of course many others. We will look forward to hear from all of you again. Okay, final. Okay, let us invite Brother Johan to lead us in paying homage, making 3 vows to the Buddha and Master Chen Yan as we depart to apply all these wonderful teachings in our everyday life. Oh, sorry, before that, maybe take a group picture. Sorry, forgotten about this. So carried away a bit. I know some have left, but never mind. We try to capture whoever is still here. I say sorry. I was so excited. Wow, today's so inspiring. I also cried. Sister Hongli, not only sister cried. When sister shared the stories, I think we also cried. Wow. And Sister Ching Yan, I think a few Pusat shared the site and the boat. Okay, let us, if can, on the video short while we capture the image. So Epic can help us take the picture. Back to hope for those who miss a boat. Looking at the pictures, I'm sure you also feel connected and pray that all of us like our Pusat mentioned just now, if have chance can return to a boat. There are many tours nowadays. Not only the diligence day, there are different missions. Even can go back with the communities various way. Okay, finally, let us invite again. Sorry, Brother Johan to lead us in making 3 vows to the Buddha and Master Chen Yan. Okay. Let us pay our respects to our teachers of life universal truth. Bow together. First bow. Second bow. And third bow. And about our beloved Siew who could join us today, Siew. Okay, everyone, and we look forward to our next week session. Take care, everyone. Stay safe. Right, Johan, I will extend the
Bye-bye.
next sharing. Take care, everyone. Stay safe.